Okay, so I have to answer a subscriber because I really hate people who lie and who don't tell the truth, right? Listen, I don't really care, and this is not to my regular subscribers who are full-fledged women who are adults. I'm more than sure that this is either Crystal Swirls herself or somebody ignorant like her, like maybe Nosy Neighbor Lady, because what I've seen about black women on this black women YouTube sector is that they never can tell the truth. They never can own up to the things that they're doing that is not in black women's benefit collectively. Now, when I put that video up today, right, about Crystal Swirls and Pretty Black Magic backing her as if to, mock me, so to speak, not even going into the fact that, do you all remember how I used to go so hard about helping her get back her channel whenever her channel was taken away? I was the only person doing that. She didn't ask me to do that, but I was doing that because she was a fellow black woman like me, right? So this person whose comment I deleted and blocked them, right, had the nerve, like I said, I believe this was either Crystal Swirl with a fake account or somebody else stupid, like Nosy Neighbor Lady. And the reason I say stupid, let me tell you why. Because she's a person where she didn't agree with my opinion and got butthurt like many other content creators when I had an opinion about other content creators they happen to like. For instance, DZ, right? And everybody knows anybody who follows me knows the actual history of her and I having an issue. I had no idea who this woman was, did not care who she was, but she went out of her way to make an entire video about me, edited the video to make me say things that I did not intend to do, which did not say and didn't intend to give that message, right? And it was in regards to when most of these content creators were out here trying to make it seem like black women who have sons go out of their way and specifically take care of those sons in relation to not taking care of their daughters, which is not who I am. All right, so anyway, that started the rift between her and I, right? So after I made the video about her, I said what I had to say. I didn't really mention her anymore, besides if something came up and I felt like it was in reference to her, I would say, this is what you don't believe or don't subscribe to because it is anti-black woman. And I'm not the only one who knows that her whole entire channel is based off of talking about black women when they call them antebellum slave names and laugh and are happy about black women being killed by black femicide because they feel like these women made the wrong choices in their opinion, as if their opinion counts for anything. None of us have a crystal ball where we can look into it and actually see who will or will not be killed, why and why not. We just know that if we eliminate having relationships with these black males and getting involved with them in any way, you don't have to worry about rolling the dice on your life. You just stay away from them. And with the thing with what is it? The Nosy Neighbor Lady. She got offended because I blew up her spot one day because she was praising and real happy to be in DZ in that panel's presence. And she went on that panel and she said something they didn't agree with and they tore her to shreds, right? And so when she was doing a video of her own one day, and I mentioned to her, why are you still advocating for these women when you already know their feelings towards you? They called you stupid, they called you ignorant, and all this other stuff pertaining to her being someone who can't escape the ghetto. If they talked about, when she did talk about me like that, I was offended. But if she would have talked further about me the way that she was talking about Nosy Neighbor Lady, I would never be championing her videos and supporting and promoting her to other black women. Never that. And also, I would just never promote her, period, because she's nasty, she's just evil. And the fact that she wants black women to vote for white racist men who have taken our abortion rights and now want to take our voting rights, among other things, is insane. If you vote for people who want to take away your humanity and your right to exist in this society by way of voting, there's something really wrong with you. Okay? So after that, This is why I'm saying I think it's them. So after that, like I said, I'm a person where I don't have to like you, but if you put up a good video and I think it's helpful to black women, I'm going to try to share it, because I actually utilize the tools of YouTube on my channel where it gives exposure to other black women, because I've never been on here trying to get money, because my channels have always been demonetized because I'm so pro-black woman, right? Pro-black women. So I said it both ways for a reason. So that way, when I'm looking at whoever this person was, which I believe was one of the two, because you know how they do. They can't never be honest and straightforward, stand up as a woman and say, yeah, it's me saying these things to you. It's always women disguising and hiding behind phony accounts and etc. because they're cowardly. And it just is what it is. Like, if I have something to say, I say that shit straight out, however I feel I gotta say it. And that's it, you know? So, with the nosy neighbor lady, and I strongly feel it was her, right? Because she had made a video today and it kind of like segued into something silly like that. But anyway, what her issue is, she got mad because she tried to make everybody think that I was trying to come at her because I shared her video. And then when she wrote to me, I exposed that. I exposed what she wrote, which was her talking about how she didn't really rock with me. She wasn't down with me like that. And she didn't want other content creators or subscribers thinking that she was associated or affiliated with me, which is funny. And this is factual. This is not a diss. This is factual. How are you thinking that I'm going to impact your channel when you barely have any views? Okay? And me putting your channel up was not only to show that you had a good content on that particular video, but was also to try to give you a little bit more exposure. And then she went on to accuse me in the same commentary that, you know, I only did that to like try to make fun of her or try to insult her. And I'm like, how is that? When several times before, when you made good comments during my lives, I included the segment of your video that I thought black women needed to hear, whether they, you know, the black women agree with me or not. So it's kind of like, sorry, y'all. It's kind of like allergy season. It's kind of like whenever you have a black woman that is honest, has integrity, and is not on here looking to get anything from black women, right? Myself, they have a problem with that. Because it really talks to the fact that black women and black people in general, they just have such a low expectation of black people, especially black women, that if we're not all on here scamming, grifting, conniving, being opportunist, and being users, that, you know, somehow or the other, you know, you just can't be right. You just can't be a good black woman. You just can't be a black woman with integrity on YouTube. Yes, you can. There are several of us on here. But because I guess like myself and many other women are pulling away from that performative, drama-based content where people are only talking about guys and trying to make women's feeling of rejection, resentment, and what's the other word? Desperation. And the fact that they can't deal with black males hating them the way they do, as a way to deflect how they feel and, you know, find a level of comfortability and, you know, a dopamine hit within their body to talk the silly shit that was being talked about on Crystal Swirls Live, on the few lives she's had recently. And I understand it. If you come on here and you talk dumb shit about black males, you get 30,000 views. You get 1 million views. You go viral. But if you come on here and you talk about something positive for black women, or you provide information, the way both my channels have done since I decided to create a channel on YouTube, then you're looked at as somebody who is a liar. And as this person said to me, oh, well, you have put black women down too. Whenever. Do I get angry with y'all? Most definitely. Do I tell y'all why I'm angry and talk to you about how you following a dumbass is going to cause an issue for you? Most definitely. But I have never gotten on YouTube and started denigrating black women the way many of those women have done, with constantly calling black women hoes, mammies, What else? Bitches, bastards, stupid motherfuckers. I talk about black males like that. I don't talk about black women like that. I am one. So, it's like to try to make it seem like I do the exact same thing that a Crystal Swirls does, or a Nosy Neighbor Lady, or anybody else where the majority of their content when they are referring to black women is, you bitch this, you bitches that, you dumb hoes this, you hoe ass bitch this. What are you talking about? That is a crazy lack of respect for black women who look and are just like you. So I know for a fact this was either one of them or even any one of them that I spoke about. And it's like, I really don't care, because until I really feel like my message is not being received the way it should be, and I feel like my fight for the acknowledgement of black femicide and getting us to try to get noticed and get some response to what we're talking about outside of YouTube is making an impact, that's the only time I'm going to stop. Because I can't control subscribers. Either you care about what I'm saying and you want to make a personal change, or you want to increase upon the greatness that you already have in the life of who you are. I don't have any control over that. But I can attempt to do some of the same things Rosa was doing, Cha-Cha was doing, and Ori, since I feel like that's what I want to do now, even though that's not what I started out doing. But never ever was I a channel that man bashed and wanted to make black women feel good about talking shit about dudes. I have always been a channel explaining why black males are not good for you, how black women should move on, be more progressive, be more productive, and go after money in life. One of my key phrases and main montages on here is talking about increasing your take-home pay. So until you start watching the majority of my videos, and if you are familiar with any of the videos I put out before, please know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to me. And keep in mind that in spite of all these women on here that stomp up and down all fucking day talking about how much they care about black women, not one of those motherfuckers had it in them to show up to the Black Women's March, the Black Femicide March, but me, Spiritual Whistleblower, the 3 girls from Toronto, trying to think who else was there, and a couple of other small YouTubers from like TikTok or something that I really was not familiar with. But when it came to YouTube, there was like only 3 of us there. Oh, I'm sorry. And the other black lady that has a YouTube channel is she's the domestic violence lady. I forget the name of her channel right now, and I should remember her because we talked quite a bit at the march. But none of them were out there. I didn't see Pretty Black Magic out there. I didn't see Crystal Swirls out there. I didn't see Nosy Neighbor Lady out there. I didn't see DZ out there. Any of those women out there that have so much to say about what's going on with black women and black males. If you care so much about black women, you notice they never put their money where their mouth is. All these women on here, every one of them where I've asked them, show it to black women. Prove it to black women. Stop lying to black women. You're a fraud. Defrauding black women. They have a problem because I'm speaking the absolute truth. You remember me telling you about Princella? And now all of a sudden, because she, like myself and Chris Logic, was threatened with having our channels taken because of the content, all of a sudden now she's backpedaling on her message. And it was a time where she was speaking about having compassion for the very black males that are killing black women and little girls. The majority of these people are on here trying to make money, sell books, sell courses, sell everything to black women. But then at the same side of that mouth they're talking out of, they're going to talk about how black males are doing the same thing, exploiting black women, where every time you go on their channel with them dumbass panels they have, it's always hit the chat, hit the whatever that shit is to give them money, right? Hit the like button, hit the Cash App. I'm going to stop talking if you guys don't give me some money. This is what they all do. Both men and the women and the males on here. White, black, and otherwise. They're all trying to pull this cash cow game on black women. And then when you have black women like me, and there are many others on here, right, that are talking about finances, education, employment, HR, etc., they're not asking you for money. They're giving you real information the way I'm trying to. But because I call people out on the shit that I see, because I'm entitled to my motherfucking opinion, and these made up rules you guys have on YouTube, where you don't want to call somebody else's name on your page because God forbid they get some views outside of the views you have, or people like them better than you. You're just all selfish, full of shit, on here trying to exploit black women for whatever you can get personally, and have a fucking problem with all types of other black women that are on here actually trying to provide black women with real information to help change whatever circumstance they need to change in their life. Everybody needs more money. So there should never be an issue with a person or any black woman coming on here telling you about a new certificate, a new way to deal with your money, a new way to make money. So please stop with that. This is just, like I said, one of them trying to throw stones while they living in a glass house. Because all of them are really, really petty. All they talk about is shit that concerns guys in relationships and women and stuff like that. I don't never really see that many other women in this circle that I'm in trying to explain to black women stuff about voting, stuff about education, housing, fighting for what you really need in this country through the legislature, or demanding things of your representatives. I don't see that. But I do that. And I've always do that. And guess what? I won't stop until I feel like my efforts are really going for nothing. I don't care about celebrities. So you're not going to ever see me really worrying about what some damn celebrity is doing, because that's not important to me. Whether they're the celebrity of today or some old bastard you pick out of the crate to do a damn video about. That's not me. All right? And then the other thing I don't do is I don't give a shit about like viral sensations and the silly shit that goes on social media. I'm not part of that. You don't usually see me making videos about that. And if I do, I come out and say, I don't usually do this, but this is why. Like when the Risa Tisa lady went, however, whatever she did, I didn't make no real video about that. I didn't care. I just wanted black people to know when I spoke about her in passing in a video, I'm trying to let you know that is not anything I support. I don't support any black women making bad decisions in their life concerning unnecessary relationships with black males based out of desperation. And that is all that shit was about with that woman. There's no jealousy attached to that. I'm very happy for her. I'm glad she got to go to London or whatever the fuck she wanted to do. And if you pay attention, if you followed her, I don't even follow her. But because I have cable, when I clicked on Tubi, I had no idea that dumbass movie was on there. And yes, that's what I said. Because underneath it, there was a video of someone who made it talking about how she was disappointed with the movie and trying to sue. So it's like, that kind of shit I don't touch. I don't care about, because black women should not be so desperate for black males that you go through situations like that. And they're only desperate and go through situations like that because it truly hurts and gets under their skin that their male counterparts really hate them the way they do, kill them, use them, and abuse them the way they do. Instead of black women realizing that, like my grandmother told me, you should never want anything or anyone that does not want you. Why would you do that? All you're doing is asking for problems and asking to be abused in some type of way. So for that person that came on here and accused me of tearing down black women all the time, the way they do, you are completely confused. You have a childlike mind, and you need to sit down and actually read a book on analyzation of content and material, both ways, okay? Both in the form of like quantitative and qualitative, because you don't know what you're looking at and you don't know how to decipher it back. There's no way in the world I could ever be equivalent to a Crystal Swirls, Pretty Black Magic, or a goddamn Nosy Neighbor Lady. I'm not like any of them, because each and every time, despite who any of them that made a video and had content in it that was worth sharing with black women that I thought had a great message in it, I will share that and promote that. Unlike any of them or any others, they're very selfish, they're very hateful. They only push and talk about the people they like to push. I guess if that person is similar to the mindset they have, they feel. But when it comes to just looking at content and evaluating it for the benefit of the collective of black people, the collective of black women, which is what we're supposed to be on here for, they don't do that. It's that whole clique shit again. Oh, I don't like her. She doesn't like a person I like. She talks shit about somebody I liked. So now I got to do everything to dislike her and badmouth her. And we've seen this happen. Like, I be honest about my shit. I don't got to lie about anything. That's the same way that other lady that what she's calling herself now, the Diamond Crystalist. Her name was something else before, right? Out of nowhere, she's getting offended because I voiced my opinion, which I'm entitled to, about other content creators taking advantage of black women. What does she have to say? That I, had too much to say about other content creators. How so, madam? How so? When I, like everybody else, when I click on somebody's channel, is a subscriber. And therefore, I'm allowed to put whatever I feel in the content box. And no, I'm not attacking or harassing anyone, which is what old girl, what's her name, Nosy Neighbor lady had accused me of. It's like they have a problem with the harsh truth about things from time to time. And I can be harsh. Look where I'm from. And I'm not a black woman that is apologetic or always apologizing for my existence in this world. And nor do I feel inferior to any man, woman, or child, or other race of people. In fact, I feel the opposite, very superior, because of who I am. And the fact that everybody else in this world comes from a woman that looks just like me, probably as dark as me. So no, I don't bow my head and feel sorry or act like I owe an apology to you or have to ask your permission to exist. No. But at the same time, I think it's only right to say, if I'm in the business on YouTube of trying to push black women in the direction of self-preservation and upward mobility, right? That if I see somebody trying to pull you the other way, I'm going to mention it. That's all I can do, because I can't go and literally stop it because I don't own YouTube. So this is the problem with all these women and whoever their lackeys are on here, is because they have a problem with the truth. Because they're miserable and maybe their lives are not exactly where they want them to be. It's like they're weird. They don't want other women to have success. And I mean real success. Success is not having a huge platform on YouTube and getting a little money for the time being, because you better believe me, as sure as I'm talking to you right now, I know, as a matter of fact, YouTube will not be here forever. And even if it is, it will not continue to be the same way it originally was or is now, where people can make money off of this. It's going to change. Because the fact of the matter is, we have to think about this country we live in real context. Anything, any vehicle that provides money for the understood or default supposed permanent underclass will be eliminated. Because why would the controlling population, white America, want to give you a vehicle that can take many of you out of poverty and upset their status quo and their stratification of society when it comes to economics? Why would they allow that to happen? Why would they? If a few of you trickle out and get a little bit of money, fine. But for all of us to always have the opportunity to come on here and say shit that we know is harmful to our people collectively, and then make money off of it and become millionaires or richer than we currently are, they're not going to let that happen. So for those people that have been on here a decade or more, thinking that they're going to always be on here, making the little bit of money that they're making, confusing, deluding, and redirecting black women to nonsense and chaos is not going to happen. And even the women like me on here are not going to be on here forever, because that's just how it goes. People don't want to see us advance. And unfortunately, outside of white America and those that control YouTube, sadly, it is too many of the same black women that are like you and me. They just have a problem with seeing positive black women trying to magnet other black women to being extremely positive and productive, and to move away from all the drama, the chaos, and the abuse and the death that these black males bring with them. It's like whoever put that comment up, they're totally fine with all of the problems black women have to live with every day of their life. And when I and a few other black women come onto YouTube and we try to put content out and give material to help black women, it's like they hate every bit of it. And so they must go out of their way to try to eliminate anything good for the collective of black women, and want to continue seeing black women hurt, trafficked, killed, abused, used, talked down on YouTube. Because if they really weren't about that, do you know, just as easy as they took that Tate dude off of here, Andrew Tate off of here, about talking about white women, that's just as easy as it could be for black women to attack every one of those channels that talk bad about black women, including the women like Crystal Swirls and Nosy Neighbor Later and everybody else, right? It would be so easy for us to just flag their channels, write letters to YouTube, write letters to our attorney generals of our state, and the president and the mayors and everybody, until you write so many letters to people go, we need to do something about this. And in addition to that, when you unsubscribe and stop viewing the material that these black males put out to dehumanize black women and women like Crystal Swirls too, when you stop listening to that shit, because you guys clearly were able to see the comment that I posted right underneath the damn clip, where that one subscriber was reminding people that this type of shit that she's doing right now with the back and forth with the dudes on the phone is the reason why she lost her last channel. Or this is the assumption that the subscriber was making, right? So why are we doing those things? And if people like her and the black males and others are coming out trying to make us go backwards, why aren't we putting that much energy that a knucklehead subscriber would come and try to challenge me on, instead of doing what you should do, which is taking down and fighting back and fighting out and against all those channels out there that are trying to take black women back to the days of being used and abused, and not knowing that you should center yourself, decenter men, and get on with your life. Because even though you've been conditioned to think that your place is with these bums, there are so many other people out here in this world that would welcome you if that's what you choose, or you can choose to be by yourself and live an incredible life without being bothered with any of their dysfunction, murder, and mayhem. So that's my answer. That's what I have to say to that character that came over here and tried to say that I do the exact same thing of tearing down black women in every one of my videos the way Crystal Swirls does. I'm like, whoever you are, you don't watch my videos. You're just acting out of emotion. No, I talk about black males like they ain't shit, not black women. I don't come on here and say you hoes and you. That's not me. All right. I do cuss, but I do not degrade black women on a regular basis in my videos. If I did, I would not have any followers. Or maybe I would, just the sick ones that follow her. Because you got to be really fucking sick to get 30,000 views and likes off of bullshit that all of us black women have been working so hard to pull other black women away from. Like, aren't these black women tired of getting beat and literally walking around with 2 black eyes and having their children sexually assaulted and killed, and then eventually having themselves killed by the same guys you're over here trying to supposedly get away from, but being redirected back to by a person like her. She doesn't care about black women. You have to think about her situation in all its entirety. She's a miserable black woman. She's obese. She can barely move around. She's having a hard time losing weight. Talks about how she's pissing in a bucket in her bedroom, right? And then on top of that, the way that she talked about my skin color, because I'm a dark black woman, it just explains all on its own the hate that she has for black women. That's crazy. Like, I don't care how you don't like a particular black woman. What is wrong with you mentally where you're going to attack a black woman just because her skin is dark? Are you white? Like, are you a white woman that we don't know about? Or you just hate being any kind of black so bad that because another black woman was challenging you on doing the wrong thing, the hurtful thing towards black women, you got upset. So you felt like because you couldn't physically do nothing, you have to talk about my color, as if talking about my blackness and how black I am and how black I look is supposed to make you look good. It's supposed to make people think that you're somebody you're not by trying to drag me down because I was born with a beautiful skin color and an incredible amount of pigmentation. You can't make this shit up. It just speaks to the sick shit that goes on in their head. I'm telling you. So anyway, I'm done with that. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening, but I'm just trying to really make this point to black women. Like, no one can stop you from watching what you want to watch, even though I will urge you and tell you, please don't watch that shit. That is some shit you should stay away from. And I mean that about all three of those women I spoke about, because it's the pettiness and the repetitive bullshit that most black women are not interested in, with the tit for tat shit about black men, black males versus black women. Like, who really gives a fuck? That shit is tired already by now. Like, why can't we talk about the progression of black women and black women's sisterhood and coming together and actually working on the fact that it's getting hard to live out here, right? So can we start getting together situations where black women finally start coming together to live with each other, take care of each other, babysit for each other, work with each other to the point where we don't have to worry about somebody helping us if we need help from somebody. We have another woman to do it. So therefore, no little girls have to be out here looking for sugar daddies or getting prostituted or dealing with some dude they're living with because they can't make it on their own, and she feels he has to help her, yet and she's paying the price by getting beat and sexually abused every day that she's there. That is the shit I'm talking about eliminating. Not wanting to fight with another black woman just because she's a black woman. And you think that because she said something offends me. No, everything about her offends me. Because she's here trying to put on a show of cloak and dagger, trying to lie to black women to get them to go back to ways that are extremely harmful, not only to them, but to the children they have, if they have them with them in that relationship. But anyway, you're wrong, my dear. And I felt I had to come and tell you. No, I do not do the same thing they do. I'm not on here calling black women a bitch every moment, every second out of the side of my mouth in relation to them, or dirty hoe, or anything else she says over there on a regular basis. She acts like she cannot find it within her to just say black women. And when she's talking to another black woman or speaking about a black woman, instead of calling them a bitch or yeah, girl, yeah, bitch, and all that bullshit, why you just can't say girl or my girl or woman or whatever her name is? Why do you have to call her out of her name? That was my point. Have a good night, y'all.